Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to my for business class. Topic of my presentation. For this topic, we are going to learn about presenting a product or service and closing a sale. The purpose of presenting a product or service, students are able to present a product or service. Students are able to convince the audience. For closing a sale, the purpose, students are able to make offer for a short time and students acquire the skills of closing a sale. Now let's take a look at the first one, presenting a product or service. FAB approach. It is an effective to convince your audience when presenting a product or service. F stand for feature, A stand for advantage, B stand for benefit. Feature. Highlight the features of the product or service you want the audience to focus on. Advantage. So show how these features make the product or service better than its predecessors or competitors. Benefit. Show how this product or service will improve users' life. We have a three steps presentation structure. The first one, introduction. In introduction, summarize what you are going to tell the audience. Main body. Tell them. And conclusion. Conclusion. Tell them what they should next. So, very FAB stand for feature, advantage, and benefit. Now let's listen to a conversation. Steve Dunn, sales representative for Compix Inc., is presenting a new customer relationship management CRM piece of software called iCustomer. Let's listen to this conversation.
Track 64. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Steve Dunn, and I want to tell you today about Compix's new CRM application for your iPhone, the iCustomer. Firstly, I'll demonstrate exactly what this software is capable of doing. Then I'll outline the advantages this has over conventional CRM systems. Finally, I'll show you how this can help boost the productivity of your sales force significantly. So, first of all, as a salesman, I can tell you what we all want is up-to-the-minute information about our customer. iCustomer links your salespeople directly with your central customer database so that at any time they can check what exactly done without any time lost. Moving on to my next point. What are the advantages of the real-time information provided by iCustomer over other CRM systems? Well, it means that for the first time ever, your salespeople always have up-to-date details about your customers. Current credit ratings, for example, any problems with recent orders, or maybe a new special offer that headquarters wants. Of course, because it has a phone function. So, finally, what are the real benefits for your salespeople? Two words: increased productivity. Our research shows that salespeople are able to make at least 15% more customer visits per week, leading to an increased sales volume of up to 30%. And that's not all. With this new... In conclusion, if you commit to using iCustomer, we are offering a free consultancy service for your business. Our experts will visit your company and take the Thank you for listening. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Yes, I do. Do you provide software training for youth as part of the package?
I'm pleased that you asked that question. We don't provide training ourselves, but our sister company is responsible for that, and I'm sure we could discuss ways that we could incorporate that into the package.
Well, class, remember about FAB approach? So, in the conversations recently, Steve follows the FAB approach. Remember feature, advantage, benefit, FAB. We know that four features highlight the features of the product or service you want the audience to focus on. So here, Steve shows that iCustomer provides a link between salespeople and customers' data. For advantage, show how these features make the product or service better than its predecessors or competitors. So in the conversation, it says your salespeople always have the current information about customers. For benefit, show how this product or service will improve the user's life. So here, in the conversation, it says your sales force will be able to sell more products. Now, let's go to group work. In this group work, what do you have to do? Complete this table with the FAB approach of a product or service chosen by group. Then, deliver your presentation. Remember about the FAB, and we have example from the conversation earlier. And state the feature of your product or service. For advantage, you have example from the conversation and state the advantage of your product or service. Benefit. You have example from the conversation and state the benefit of your product. You may look again and listen to the conversation given, understand it, and do your work. Okay, now we go to the next part, closing a sale. As we know, closing the sale, the purpose so that you will be able to make offer for a short time. And then you will acquire the skills of closing a sale. There are three styles for closing a sale. Hard close. Assume that the customer wants to buy the product or service. And quantities or delivery dates. Emotional close. Point out the customer the advantages of having the product or the disadvantages of not having it and appeal to their emotions. Urgent close. Tell the customer that the product is only available for a short time due to scarcity or that the price will soon rise. So hard close, we talk about the quantities or delivery dates because we already assume they will buy. For emotional close, you have to appeal to the emotionals. What the advantages if they are having the product and disadvantages of not having it. Urgent close always talk about scarcity and rising price. Okay, we will look at another conversation. Amanda and Steve from Compix Inc. are talking to four different customers at a computer industry trade fair in Los Angeles about a new gadget from their company, a handheld product scanner. So from this conversation, which style of clothes, hard, emotional, or urgent, is being used by the seller in each conversation? So we will have four conversation 1, conversation 2, conversation 3, and conversation 4, and choose which style they use.
It really does the job. So with our Price Checks product scanner, you just scan the price tag of any product in a shop and it does an automatic internet search and tells you if the price in the shop is fair. But that's not all. It can also tell you where you can buy it cheaper. And it only costs $49.99.
Wow, that is so cool. But I want to have a look around at the other stands first, and then.
Sure, I understand. But I should tell you, we only have 10 of these items here at the trade fair.
Uh, I see. And how much did you say it cost?
Conversation 2.
Software performs an automatic internet search and tells you if the price in the shop is fair. But that's not all. It can also tell you where you can buy it cheaper. And it only costs $49.99.
That could be very useful for my team.
Definitely. So, how many can I put you down for?
I'm not quite sure. Well, I think I'll take 2 for now and try them out with my team.
Conversation 3.
There. But that's not all. It can also tell you where you can buy it cheaper. And it only costs $49.99.
Really? My brother is always driving me crazy, telling me how I paid too much for something.
Sounds like my mother-in-law. Just think, what will you feel like when you can scan something he's bought and then tell him he could have got it 50% cheaper somewhere else?
That would be awesome. Okay, I'll take 2 and I'll give him 1 for his birthday. And then...
Conversation 4.
Price is fair. It can also tell you where you can buy it cheaper. And it only costs $49.99.
I see. I need to think about it. I'll come back tomorrow.
No problem. Only I wouldn't want you to be disappointed. The Price Checks is only available at this price today. It's a special promotion for the trade fair opening.
Oh dear. Well, could I reserve one and come back in a few minutes?
Well, that's the conversations. Now, 3 styles for closing a sale and saying it appropriately. We know that the 3 styles are hard close, emotional close, and urgent close. For hard close, assume that the customer wants to buy the product. They already want to buy the product. And or service and quantities for delivery, quantities or delivery dates. Emotional close, remember, point out point out to the customer the advantages of having the product or the disadvantages of not having it and appeal to their emotions. Urgent close, tell the customer that the product is only available for a short time due to scarcity or that the price will soon rise. So for hard close, the speaker uses a determined and business-like tone of voice. For emotional close, the speaker sounds friendly when empathizing with the listener. For urgent close, note how the urgency can be detected in the speaker's tone of voice. So, for example, how many can I put you down for? Let's listen on how to say the three styles appropriately.
Trot, trot,